Hi everyone. I'm Mary Therese Hutchinson, and I'm back again after at least a year of trying to learn YouTube and learn social media to share my story one-on-one. In addition to me sharing it on the 700 Club years ago, and I've been interviewed on YouTube last summer on God's Voice Daily and God's Voice Today, and also the year before that on Stories of Hope, Help, and Healing. But I wanted to share more. I wanted to share photos. I wanted to share part of my book, and I wanted to share the steps of that I took to find my healing from childhood abuse and childhood trauma after God spared me from being murdered 4 times in one night when I was 12 years old, and then how my life spiraled downhill after that in my early 20s. And I came to the end of myself and surrendered my life to the Lord, and He dramatically transformed my life little by little, layer by layer. And I was a young woman without hope. No hope of feeling normal, no hope of being in a normal relationship. I always picked the bad boys, the handsome, gorgeous bad boys. No normal relationship, no hope of a normal relationship, no hope of feeling normal, no hope of having a normal life. And I came to the end of myself Christmas night, 1980. Oh, sorry about that. And I finally listened to a friend of mine who had been telling me about the Lord, about becoming a Christian. And I was raised in a religious school, and I knew all about Jesus, but He was here. He wasn't in my heart. I didn't have a personal relationship. I didn't read the Bible. I didn't follow His teachings and live the way He wanted me to live until that Christmas night, 1980. And when I did that, my life began to dramatically be transformed, not only on the outside, but on the inside. And it was even reflective in photos. So this is me a few years before I became a Christian. So I was in my early 20s here. I became a Christian when I was 26. And this is me a couple years after I became a Christian. And you can see it doesn't even look like the same person. Even if you look at one that was just 2 years after I became a Christian, I mean, I wasn't, you could tell I was very wounded, a wounded, stern young lady. And this one, I'm free. I'm just free, and I've been free. It's been 45 years now. And I've not looked back for 45 years. So I've shared my story on the 700 Club. The first episode was called Dark Family Secrets. It's not available on the internet any longer. That was 2001. It's so old. And I can't get a copy because it's copyrighted. But in 2009, something happened in 2009 that was just as powerful, or almost as powerful, or just as powerful as the first part of my story. And so I wrote a book. God had told me one day when I was watching the 700 Club in the early 80s that one day I would be on the 700 Club and I would write a book. The thought came in my mind, and I just assumed it was from God because it wasn't from me. And about 16, 17 years later, I was on the 700 Club. It's called Dark Family Secrets. Over 6,000 people called with their own dark family secrets looking for prayer. And that whole thing, being interviewed on the 700 Club, was an answer to prayer with me asking God to bring good out of what happened to me. And then in 2009, an incident happened, and I started writing my book. And I self-published it in 2019. It's called The Road to Mercy: A Journey of Secrets, Survival, and Redemption. It's won 3 book awards by Mary Therese Hutchinson. And I wrote this so that others would know that there's hope for them, that God is real, Jesus is alive, He wants to have a relationship with you and heal you of the pain of your past. You do not have to stay stuck in the pain of your past. And that's where I was. I was stuck in the pain of my past. I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth about what happened to me on the night of February 13th, 1967, when I was abducted by an uncle who had been molesting me for 3 years. And then he was living with us, and then my mother was going to get remarried, and her fiance said he's got to go. He just needs to move out, and we think he snapped. And he picked me, took me far away, an hour away from where we lived, took me to a motel, sexually assaulted me, and then he tried to murder me 4 different ways, but each way failed, obviously, because here I am today. And he even turned himself into the police, but not before he swore me to secrecy. And the police told my mother, he said God made him stop, and he told a mutual friend that he had seen a vision, and that's why he stopped. But even without that, there's no humanly way possible that a 12-year-old girl up against a 38-year-old man who poisoned me, strangled me, smothered me, and beat me with a hatchet would survive. There's just no way. But God had a reason for sparing my life. And why me and not others, I don't know. All I know is I'm very blessed that He did spare my life. I've lived all these years, and I'm here to share with others the hope that they can find too, as I share my journey, as I share excerpts from my book. I'd like to eventually on one video maybe read, I could read the prologue or read some excerpts to my book. I have a blog, but I haven't written the blog lately. But I have a website, marytherese.hutchinson.com. You could see my blogs. And the last blog I wrote after my latest interview on YouTube, where I listed out the steps that I took to find healing and freedom from the pain of my past. And I am completely 100% free from the pain of an abusive childhood. And I want others to find that too. And when my friend first started telling me about Jesus, it was like, oh, brother, she got in a cult. It's like, I didn't want to hear that. I don't know why people say the name Jesus and they just flee like cockroaches running. But I was like that. But thank God it was only for 6 months. And I came to the end of myself at 6 months, and I thought, what have I got to lose? What have I got to lose? And I gave my life to the Lord, and I lost nothing and gained everything. And that's what I hope to share in these videos. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I hope you will stay with me on this journey of these videos and bear with me as I try to learn social media. My videos will be very amateur, and I hope I can figure out how to post this. I have 3 different YouTube pages, channels, because I couldn't figure out how to get back in the other one. So I hope I can post this on the latest one and stick with one that shows my little book as the profile picture, The Road to Mercy, and stick with that and post videos on that channel alone. So until the next video, I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.